It's time for GoodTimes' take on everyone's favorite tale of finding true love based solely on shoe size.
Dream on, Cinderella, dream the day away, dreaming of a handsome prince to take your heart away. Life was filled with joy, but nothing.
Before I go into this movie, which is still a movie even though it's animated, let's talk a little bit more about GoodTimes Entertainment. You guys skipping ahead? Whatever. There's still a few things that are interesting about GoodTimes Entertainment that haven't talked about yet, such as its creators, the Carey brothers, Kenneth, Joseph, and Stanley. They actually created this monster back in 1984, and in the beginning, they just released public domain stuff and workout tapes. Jumping ahead, though, to 93, and after some of their success on the home video market, GoodTimes expanded with GT Interactive, and they were actually involved with some notable titles like Doom and a few Duke Nukem ports. Probably most impressively, the Game.com version. Ha! Why the hell do I have one of these? GT Interactive lasted up until 99 when Infogrames bought them out, which is the company that also bought out Atari and assumed its name afterwards. So the current incarnation of Atari has GoodTimes Entertainment connections. Weird. Anyway, abrupt segue, Cinderella! And yes, those brats that go for a ride on the cash-in coaster, that's Emery Elizabeth and Landon from Magic Gift of the Snowman. Just for any of the few of you that didn't already have that nightmarish revelation yet. I am sure, though, that riding a roller coaster into space was preferable to staying with that horrid snowman.
Dream on, Cinderella.
Dream on.
There, I feel I sufficiently ruined that little song.
Dream the day away.
Of course you won't get anything done or have just pissed your time away. This is one of the Flight Hangover cartoons, which everyone calls a good time. Also, did you know that Cinderella here was adapted from Cinderella? Mind blown. Casting for this one, like a lot of the Jetlag tunes, was handled by BLT Productions, which seems to have never, ever made me a sandwich. They handled such shows as Beast Wars and Reboot, and we have our few familiar names in here like Kathleen Barr, Ian James Corlett, Terry Casson, and of course, Gary Chalk. This movie opens up literally with a book opening up. Now, just as long as Cinderella's victims' ghosts don't fly into the story, we'll be better off than Golden Films' Beauty and the Beast. Anyway, Cinderella gets high as fuck off this flower that Beauty would kill her father over. We then get some absolutely appalling hair continuity. What am I to believe the flower tied her hair up? And what the hell is this? Does that lizard have blush on? I am so genuinely fucking pissed right now.
There once lived a gentleman from a fine family,
Gentleman.
whose hard work made him very, very rich.
He truly was the best scribbler in all the land. You're really gonna love all these specifics. Gentleman, good at work. He's rich.
His life was filled with beauty.
Awkward.
Not only was he blessed with a loyal and loving wife, but a most attractive daughter.
The demon seed my heart! So yeah, everything was great for Gentleman until winter when life suddenly sucked and his wife died. As he's such a gentleman though, he decided to replace her immediately and this time opted for an asshole instead of a nice person for a wife. Seriously, he does not get to play dumb on this. He knew this obviously evil woman here was a bitch.
Who brought along her two daughters, like their mother, they had nasty and wicked hearts.
Hope living with these miserable people works out for you, Cinderella. I'm such a gentleman.
What might I bring back for you?
Candy! Lots of cherries covered with thick, creamy chocolate.
Oh, that's so funny and not a lazy joke at all because she's... I don't want to finish.
And you, my daughter?
A red rose. Damn it! You want to get me killed by a beast? Yeah. Well, I suppose I had that coming.
Go do your chores.
Blinded by his love for his new wife, the father didn't see...
That shitty walk cycle.
The father didn't see what was happening to his daughter. The cruel stepsisters immediately took away her bedroom, her fine clothes, and made her do all the chores.
Wait, gentleman couldn't see any of that obvious shit due to the love of his wife? Guess this guy can't split his love around. If I'm gonna be a good husband, I'm gonna be a shitty father, just the way it goes.
The father had no idea she was sleeping on a straw mat in front of the fireplace.
There is no way gentlemen can be that oblivious. Hey, Cinderhead, I seem to remember you having a room and good clothing before I left on my trip. Oh well, guess not. Dad, they've made my life miserable. I love my wife. This is probably why other versions of the story actually make him an upfront villain, which really is more commendable than this asshat gentleman trying to play both sides. Or you have other versions like the Disney one that killed him off, which this gentleman certainly deserves.
They had all the fun.
I'm just giving myself such a railing, Wedgie! You'll never know such pleasure!
The ashes and cinders drifted across her, making her look dusty and dirty.
She looked that way, mostly because she was.
The stepsisters made fun of her and called her Cinderella.
It was pretty mean of the opening song to sing her slave name at her then, so what's her real name? Daughter? Guess that's about all we can expect from gentlemen. I think I'll move those 3 less detailed bricks that aren't a part of the background. And that's where Sootface keeps her memory box, which contains her snow globe that has Tommy Westfall and his whole stupid Tommyverse in it. Well, that's gonna get confusing. She also has a locket with a picture of her favorite person. Herself. Oh, and her mother too, I guess. Truly, this is a reminder of happier times, as evidenced by her sad expression and her mother's what the shit is going on here look. Anyway, Cinderella cries it up, and we all know that fairy godmothers find tears delicious, so this summons the little hellspawn.
You can fly!
You can also pop the life out of a snow globe, but I suppose those wings on your back actually doing something is the really shocking part.
I can do all sorts of things. But I just hung those up. No problem.
Wow, your powers sure are pointless.
You know about my stepmother and stepsisters?
Their deeds will not go unpunished.
Ah, good. Sometimes we all just need a little magical vengeance. Anyway, a magic fairy being around is pretty mundane, and Cinderella just goes back to bed. The next day, really important croquet happens, and the fat sister eats. And just in case you didn't notice she was fat and didn't catch her subtle asking for food line earlier.
Cinderella! You frightened me.
Her father was too gentle and kind to notice the shard of broken plate in his daughter's eye. Such a gentleman!
I want to see my face in every spoon!
Guess she's a little spoony!
What?
fairy demon mother then further pulls some hilarious pranks by giving both the stepsisters severe concussions. Also, the Cinderellas must have gotten this fish fountain from Wonderland. Meanwhile, the king and queen were trying to get their son laid, but it wasn't going too well because the girls just kept sitting on the floor and staring at their hands, and he hates that.
I hate that!
It wasn't that funny.
My father is very, very wealthy.
Wealth isn't important to me.
Because I'm already wealthy.
Our collection of fine art is the most exceptional in the land. Save yours, of course.
So she's supposed to be the dick here? Because it seems more like Prince No Tact is.
I will not marry someone I don't love.
I can still hear you!
I know! I'm just demonstrating what a nice guy I am! A real gentleman, by this movie's standards anyway!
I have an idea.
If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die. Please.
I will agree under one condition.
You make the choice to whether you have hair or not, father!
Mamma mia!
Back on the flip side, Edie plays badminton with a chicken leg in her hand because we haven't set the bar low enough yet. Anyway, I don't want to blow anyone's minds here, but apparently Prince Humperdinck is going to throw a ball to try and find a wife. Because that's what you do after one bad conversation with a woman, which was mostly your fault. But as a twist, the stepmother says only Cinderella is going and her daughters won't be.
I will not cry. I will not cry.
Well, if she knew what a gentleman the prince was, that scenario would make more sense for that reaction.
It's the chance of a lifetime, a chance to begin anew.
It's the chance to shut up!
Not to worry, Cindy. We'll take care of it.
Is Cindy her real name, or did Fairy Bitch Mother create a nickname out of her mean nickname?
How will a pumpkin get into the ball?
Like this.
You truly are the pumpkin of the ball.
I am Halloween.
And that's the story of how Cinderella created Halloween.
In the meantime, get me 4 mushrooms,
If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
6 lizards, and a rat.
I need you to go get me those animals to mutilate and mutate, but apparently I can just create birds out of fat air, so I'm just making busy work for you. Really, it's so nice of Fairy Godmother to get Cinderella to do some chores. She hasn't had much of an opportunity to do that before. This Cinderella at least gets instant clothing upgrades and doesn't have to rely on animal labor.
Glass slippers.
Wow, these are uncomfortable as fuck.
Yes, I know.
But it was either that or cement shoes, so shut your bitch hole.
You must not remain at the ball beyond midnight. Why not?
Oh, I don't know. I just don't want you to have fun for too long.
But that's from one of the best-known versions of the story! How dare I joke about something that's not just specific to this cartoon? The meat is running, honey. Oh, and the fairy Reek Mother kind of forgot the horses to pull this thing, so she summons birds carrying rats to turn those into horses, proving that she likes to go through extra pointless steps for no particular reason. Over at the ball, people are perfectly spinning in circles over and over. I can only assume that this ended with a bunch of people having motion sickness.
Would you honor me with a dance, Your Highness?
I beg your pardon?
I told my parents no fat chicks! I'm a gentleman! Man, I don't think any girl enhanced by magic is gonna show up.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, wow! I love your, personality!
We haven't talked yet.
Oops.
Your face is like you're the most beautiful young lady I've ever seen.
Oh, okay. It's just that the other girls weren't hot enough for him. What a prince. Meanwhile, spinning. Someone was really proud of this animation. I'd love to know why. Wow, check out this guy. This just became There's Something About Cinderella.
Huh?
Oh my god!
Who fucking knew there would be a woman with a dress at this ball? Jaw-dropping indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the prince!
He was here already before this, so I guess they just love announcing him every time he leaves the room and comes back in. Now leaving for the bathroom, the prince! Damn it, stop!
What nerve? And who is she anyway?
I can't recognize that person I live with when her hair is done up slightly different.
Everybody do the spin in a circle! Yeah, do the retirement! What the shit is this? Is she just literally eating shit now? Wow, this is sad, but I'm not even joking here. They apparently really did just spin in a circle for an hour. They did apparently change it up from clockwise to counterclockwise for a bit, though.
Forgive me, Your Highness, but I must go.
Wait! I don't even know your name!
Neither do I! There was no time for names, what with all the spinning to do. You know, it's funny that Cinderella runs away rather than let the prince see her transformation. I think the fact that she had magic on her side would be a little more impressive than, oh man, you got a ratty dress now. Anyway, since the fairy godmother isn't that nice, everything is transformed back, and in her haste to avoid Prince Gentleman, she loses one of her glass slippers, which should have transformed back as well.
Oh, yeah, you could keep the glass shoes because, they would hurt your feet and I hate you.
But it sure is a good thing that this little plot hole happens, because otherwise the prince would have no way of finding Cinderella. Besides looking at her face. Oh, wait, I forgot. Shoe size is a far more reliable way of finding someone.
How will he ever find me?
Why did you run if you want him to find you still? Makes sense, damn it!
I'd make her my princess. I'd make her my wife.
I don't know anything about her, not even her name, but we got very dizzy together, which is all I need. Also, no more glass shoes. This stinks.
You stink, you stink, you stink.
Looks like Cinderella's blasting off again! Oops.
Hear ye! The royal prince requests all single ladies.
Yes, all the single ladies, all the single ladies!
Whomever this slipper shall fit will become the bride of the prince.
Well, that seems reasonable, as long as you're a brain-dead moron who thinks no one in the world shares shoe sizes. Oh well, I'm sure no woman ever has had the same size feet. Oh, you're obviously not the girl I danced with, so, I don't know why I did this. Nope! Too late! You gotta take her! Also, I get money out of this, right? Haha! See ya, suckers! So the step shitters try to boil and freeze their feet to shrink and grow them, begging the question as to how they know what size the shoe is in the first place. I also love that the stupid prince is right there as these women who obviously aren't the one he danced with try to shove this piece of glass on their foot. Maybe he's just got extreme face blindness, but even if that were the case, other people saw her. Someone in his stupid royal entourage should at least know what she somewhat looked like, unless they were all too busy spinning in circles that night. You deserve to be fucked on this, Prince Moron.
I was told you had 3 daughters.
Well, actually, she couldn't be the one.
That voice, it's her!
Well, you just kind of said the whole shoe plan was kind of stupid there yourself, didn't ya?
I've never felt this way before.
And Cinderella is, of course, singing the song that they sang together in the prince's shoe fever dreams, so that makes sense.
I've never felt this way before.
Except when Fairy Godmother gave me shrooms.
You wish to see me, Your Highness?
Yeah, why wouldn't you just come over when you knew I was on the search for you? I don't know. Why wouldn't you just use your eyes to find me instead of sticking a shoe on everyone? Yeah, we're both morons. We deserve each other. And yes, the prince just sees that it is in fact her when she comes out, but then still gets her to do the shoe thing because, I don't know, he's gonna try and save face on this gigantic waste of everyone's time at this point. So, she puts on that now very disgusting thing that everyone in town's foot has been in, and she immediately gets foot fungus.
A perfect fit.
A mere coincidence.
Don't point out how stupid his plan is. It's my job. Well, the fact she has the second glass shoe, that should just be a regular shoe again, super extra saves the day and 100% confirms what the prince already knew.
We shall see.
She has to put that one on too before it's confirmed? Are you fucking kidding me?
You are the one!
I'm like 67% sure now. Just gonna take her out for a spin.
It is Cinderella I love.
Wow, thanks for calling me the name my stepsisters gave me to make fun of me, asshole!
A few days later, the prince and Cinderella were married.
They didn't want to rush into things. Also, gentleman absentee father was executed shortly after.
Her stepsisters apologized. Cinderella saw to it that they married 2 handsome lords.
Bullshit!
Their deeds will not go unpunished.
And thus ends our tale of the moron who tried to identify someone based on how big their feet were and how he's only able to do it via a giant plot hole. Unfortunately, Cinderella's feet grew a little bit more in a couple of years and her feet would no longer fit in the glass slippers, and the prince was just no longer sure she was the one. They had a really messy divorce. He kept the shoes. And tried wearing them, and then they broke and he got an infection and died.
I don't like this movie. It doesn't seem too friendly. These monsters seem so fake. My nerves, they're gonna break. Please don't let me down. You need to be around to grab that running one up and blast that scene a new one.
Look, I had these t-shirt made, and even I think you're a terrible father, mister. What's your name?
I don't have one. They just call me Gentleman.
You don't have a real name? What a loser!